Alright guys, let's do wildlife photo editing. So if you want to know how to edit wildlife photos and you don't know how to do that, watch this video. It's gonna be really useful for yourself to learn how to do this. I've been editing wildlife photos for many years, and I even have courses about wildlife photo editing. So if you want to get those, check the link in the description. I will leave a link there so you can watch the courses if you want to get more in depth with this. Now, what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna edit a wildlife photo. So I'm just gonna pick a random wildlife photo that I found. So I have this wildlife photo, and you can see it's not so good. The photo itself is not bad, but it can be a lot better. Obviously the quality is also not so good, so let's first fix that. So let's get into this video, and I'm gonna show you exactly the steps I do to get awesome wildlife photos. Alright, the first thing what I would like to do is I would like to import this video into Topaz Photo, and I will slightly add some more sharpness to this. By the way, if you want to get Topaz, I will put a link in the description of the video. Topaz is great if you want to enhance your images. If you don't want a monthly subscription, there are other options that I have. I will put them all in the description of the video so you can check it out yourself if you want to enhance your photos like I do now. Now, first of all, you can see it's a bit blurred out, so I want to increase the quality a bit first before I do any editing in Photoshop. So they have a button here called autopilot, and then it's gonna automatically think what it should do to the photo to make it better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna upscale this slightly, let's say 2 times, and I'm also gonna do sharpen. I want to sharpen this photo a bit, and in sharpen you can select different sharpen models. Now obviously this one is really sharp. If you use the strong, you can see the difference before and after. Look how sharp that got. Maybe that is a bit too much from us. So let's zoom out here so you can see it from a distance. They also have wildlife now. So let's use wildlife. I guess wildlife is the one we should use because we have wildlife photos, right? So let's do wildlife, and then we see the difference before and after. It's now sharpening this image. All right, that looks a bit softer. I think for us, this looks great. You can see the before. It was a bit blurred out, especially the eyes. And after we're getting rid of that noise, we also have a denoise here active. So everything is fine now. I'm not gonna mess too much with this. I'm just gonna export this image, and then I will open this up in Photoshop, and there I'm gonna do all the editing. All right, I'm in Photoshop now, and what I would like to do first is I would like to make a new file because I want to crop this image, and I'm gonna go for, let's say 4x5, but let's make it bigger, maybe 6000 by 7,500 pixels. So that's pretty big. I think that's fine because sometimes I like to crop it even more at the end, but I'm not sure, so I'm gonna use a big size. So let's first take this image and paste it there and make a smart object, and then I'm gonna make sure it fits this image. And I'll make sure he's a little bit more in the center like that. Right, so that's the first step. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on the lighting. So first of all, what I like to do when I work on lighting, I wanna separate my subject, in this case, this leopard, from the background. So what I do to do that is I will add a curves first, and I will drop the highlights here, but I'm gonna bring back the highlights in the center. So we can easily do this by just brushing away the mask in the center with a black brush like that. And now we already made a little bit of editing changes to this. It's not much, but it's already a start. And the next thing what I would like to do here is I would like to define where my lighting will be. By the way, I think this photo isn't the best quality, but whatever. I think we're gonna try to make it work. At least I hope so. Now, let's first click here, and I'm gonna add another curves. And I'm gonna add some contrast to this and increase the highlights just a slightly touch like that. Next, what I would like to do is I'm gonna add a new layer, and I'm gonna fill this with a 50% gray layer and change the blend mode to overlay. And then I'm gonna go to the dodge tool, and first what I'd like to do is I would make the eyes a bit lighter. I feel like they are a bit too dark for us. Usually I would go in a range of midtones with an exposure here of 30. That's probably fine. Let's try it out. And I'm clicking a couple of times just to make them slightly lighter, and you can already notice the difference. Also in the eye, let me go back to my dodge tool. In the eye, this light reflection, this little thing there, I would also make it lighter. Kind of makes the eye pop a bit more, and here some reflections of those fur things, right? So that just helps to make it better. Let's even make it lighter. All right, the next step what I would like to do is I would like to make the background even darker. So I'm going to create a new layer again and fill this with 50% gray, change my blend mode to overlay, and select the burn tool. And I'm gonna go to highlights and increase this one, and I'm just gonna make this slightly darker. I want to have the background pretty dark, like almost black, and also this part here, just like that. And then I will switch to midtones and drop it, and just do the same, just brushing them darker. But I still want to see them a little bit, so it doesn't get super black, but it gets pretty dark, right? So make sure you can see something. If you want to keep it like a real photo and not like a black background, just make sure you see a little bit of that in the background. All right, that's it for the background and the surrounding. We can drop the opacity. The next thing what I would like to do is I would like to create some lighting that I actually create myself. So not a lighting that was in the photo, but that I create myself. So I'm gonna use a white brush. I'm gonna select the brush, white color, and I'm gonna place it there. And basically this is where my lighting will come from. If I hold on Control, I can stretch it out like that. And so maybe some sort of a light is coming from there. And then I can work on the leopard. So lighting is coming from right. So the left side of the leopard should be darker. So let's create a new layer and fill this with 50% gray again. And change the blend mode to overlay. And now I'm going to use the burn tool to make this side darker. We start with highlights again and we work our way down. So first I'm going to brush this side here, and then I'm going to make the brush a bit smaller here so I can easily work my way around this side of its face. And then we're getting some nice darker tones. Let's now go to midtones and basically do the same, just brushing this side. Now you can see it start to get a bit red there, so gotta be careful. You don't want to see that red, or else it just burned too much. Like you burn your hand, it's gonna get red. You don't want to see that red, right? You want to have just like realistic shadows and not red. So watch out for that. All right, so we got it a bit darker, as you can see before and after. And I'm also gonna add a curves here again because I want to make it even darker like that. Let's make it really dark like that. And I'm gonna brush the other side light again. So let me use a normal brush here, and let's just brush this side like that. And you can see we're getting that really dark effect there. And make the eye lighter again. I don't want to lose the eyes. I think the eyes are so important with wildlife. You want to see those eyes. Now, the lighting is coming from there, so it's gonna be also be a little bit like here. Not too much, just a little touch there. Just adding those areas. The ear here should be lighter. Let's see the before and after. So before, after, it's gonna get real dark. I'm gonna drop the flow here a bit, and I'm gonna brush the middle part here so you have a little bit of kind of a gradient there. And also this part. So it doesn't get really dark. I just want to have a little bit darker on that side. And now I'm going to go back to the curves, and I can define how much of this darkness do I want to apply. I want to keep it real, so I'm probably going to move it like that and maybe a bit more contrast, just like that. Now this lighting doesn't look real, so you could also just get rid of it and just have an imagination that there is a lighting on that side, or you can just keep it a little bit like that so it doesn't really ruin the image like that, or else it looks like someone is walking around with a flashlight on the right side. Don't want to have that, so I want to keep it real, so I'm going to move it a bit there. Let's now work on the colors, because this image got pretty dark, so in the dark you won't see that much color. So what we need to do is we need to add a hue and saturation. So let's go here and add the hue and saturation and simply drop the saturation a bit, and this blends it better for this kind of night shot. Don't make black and white, just a little bit less like that. Now the next thing what you could add to this is you could change the eye color. If you want to change the eye color, you can do that. Some people would argue that it's super fake and whatever. It's all up to you. You can decide yourself, do you want to change the eye color or not. I sometimes like to change the eye color just to make this more interesting. And I'm gonna brush some color here, also there. Gotta be careful with those whiskers going over the eye, and all I have to do is change it to color, but obviously not like that because this doesn't look real. Just press Ctrl U and bring down the saturation all the way down, and just slightly edit, like maybe minus 88%, and you can also change the color here a bit. Just keep it real, don't make it like a fake image. Some people would say this is already fake, but it's up to you. You can use your imagination for this. So eye color changed. Actually, I like the original one more. Maybe you don't need it actually. Let's just use it a little bit. All right, the next thing what we can do to this is we can work on the highlights. We didn't touch the highlights. We just made some areas darker and lighter, and we draw some shadows with the burn tool. But we could also work a bit on the highlights. Now, to work on the highlights, I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to go to edit, fill again, 50% gray, change the blend mode to overlay, and then use the dodge tool to work on the highlights. So lighting is coming from the right side, so we can lighten up the highlight. You can select highlights here and then just brush those highlights. Now let's drop the exposure. I don't want to have it too much. I feel like if you're gonna lighten up these highlights too much, it's gonna ruin the image. I just want to have them slightly there. So usually if I do this on a photo myself, I mean, if I don't make this video, I will do this a bit more precisely, but I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to go through these steps just quickly and show you how it's done. And when I do this, you can see it's start to lighten up those highlights a bit. Let's do it there. And this is a bit too much probably. I will drop the opacity, but first let me just make some highlights lighter, like the fur here, there, and there. And that way we're getting some really nice highlights and darker tones. Now, this is too much, so it's a bit blown out. So I'm gonna move it all the way down, just a little touch like that. And this really helps to make the image darker on one side and lighter on the other side and blend better together. All right, the next step what I do is I will create a gradient. So let's go to gradient and I will select radial and I will put it in reverse. And here I'll select something like a bit of the surrounding color, maybe some dark green kind of tones. And I'll copy this one and put it there and get rid of that one. And then I will play with the scale just to get it nice in the center, maybe a bit up because his face is a bit there on the top side. And change the blend mode to soft light or overlay, whatever you think works best. I think overlay works nice, but drop the opacity here a bit so it looks better. And that's how you make the kind of vignette in your image. Now you can see how quickly we edited this photo. Now we can go to camera raw. So I'm going to create a new layer and press Command Option Shift E. On Windows, that's Control Alt Shift E. And I'm going to make a smart object. And now let's go to filter, camera raw filter. And here I'm going to do some corrections. So there is no rules to this. You just play around with these sliders and then you define, should I use this or not? If you don't like it, don't use it. If you like it, use it. And that's what I do. I just move these sliders from left to right and see what it does to my image. So maybe the exposure a bit down. I don't want to have these blown out white tones. I'm going to increase the contrast a bit. I think it looks nice. And let's also maybe just a bit more highlights. The shadows, it's getting a bit dark on the left side. I think we can increase that. I think the whites are a bit blown out there. So I'm going to bring that down. And let's move the blacks. I think the blacks we can increase a bit there. Now the temperature and tint I don't really touch here because I do these colors in the section down, but sometimes you can just make this a little bit like to the left or right to fix that. Then we have the vibrance. Here we can do some color changes. I don't really need this. Let's go down. Texture is also a thing that I'd like to play around. You can see if I increase this one, you get this really harsh effect. Some people like that, some people don't, so that's all up to you. I'm going to increase this a bit and drop the texture a bit. Then we have the dehaze. I don't think we really need this. Maybe just a slightly touch. And the vignette, we created a vignette ourselves, but we can even make the outer parts darker if you want to. If you want to get this kind of effect, it's up to you. I'm not going to do that. I think it's fine. And here is the curves part. And in curves, we can also play a bit with this lighter effects. I'm just going to move them a bit to the left and right. Then I'm going to play with the shadows here to see, should I use this? I think this looks pretty cool. Then I'm going to move down to the color mixer. And here's where I like to play around with my colors. So we have some orange here. We can change it. You can see here if I move this from left to right. But we are in luminance now. So I'm going to go to hue first. And here I want to change the color a bit. So if I want to get better tones for that fur, I can do that here. But it doesn't really change much because it's a pretty dark photo. We only have some orange yellow in this photo. So let's go to saturation. Here we can make this a bit lighter. If you want to get this effect, this looks pretty nice. Although it's a dark photo, so if you want to keep it more realistic, don't go too much to that side. If you want to have it more like a fine art print, that's fine. I'm gonna move all the way down to detail. I'm gonna add a little bit of sharpening. Photoshop sharpening isn't the best, but I think it works pretty good on this photo. And I'm also adding some noise reduction here. And we can also add some color noise reduction just in case we have that. Now let's move all the way down. And here is the fun part where we can play around with the color again. So you can see I can change the fur here a lot. So if you want to change the fur, you can do that also here. There's some blue tones here that we need to fix that doesn't look right. But if you want to play around with these, this is a fun place to do the colors also. I'm going to move it like that. And this one, let's not touch that one. I think this already looks good. Let's press OK. The next step, what I would like to do is I would add a color balance, and I will do some color balance here. So just to get these color tones right, maybe a bit more yellowish like that. And I'm going to move to shadows. Shadows should have a little bit of cyan, I think. Although red also looks nice, but let's keep it a bit to the cyan. And the next thing that I do is I add a color lookup and I select tree strip, and then I'm boosting all these colors like that. Now there are some blue tones here that I want to fix. So let's add some hue and saturation. And if you press this, you select these tones, you can see we can fix that. So this is the blues tones. I'm going to drop that all the way down because I don't want to see that. Before you saw those blue tones, now after it's all gone. And that is pretty much how I edit these wildlife photos. So if we go to the first layer and we put everything in a folder, before we started with this and after we have this, it looks like a whole different image. And that's how easy it is. So you don't have to do anything complicated. And now you can just play around with the settings, have some fun with your photo, add some filters or maybe some Lightroom presets. Sometimes I add Lightroom presets. I have Lightroom presets. And that makes the image even more different from the starting image. So let me quickly show you how I do this in Lightroom. So when we go into Lightroom and go to develop, I just save this image as a JPEG file, and I'm just going to show you in Lightroom what I do. And here are my presets, and this is what they do to your image. You can see it's a whole different image, but I don't use it like 100%. I'm using this maybe 20 or 10%. So I'm just adding this effect a little bit to my photo. So that's pretty much it. If you want to have more in-depth videos on how I edit wildlife photos, how I edit different wildlife photos, make sure to check the link in the description to my wildlife photo editing course. You can learn a lot more there. There's also a discount. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget, leave a comment, hit that like button, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of these videos. And I will catch you on the next one.